For this assignment, I decided to research more about Eugene Atget, and he's a French photographer, one of the founders of photography. And some of his work includes surrealism, and some of his really early work is more just documenting the city of Paris. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about him. He first provided resources for artists, for other painters of subjects of the city, monuments, foregrounds for painters to base their artwork off of. He also used a very bulky wooden camera and large glass plates to make his prints on. And then he found interest in the old parts of Paris. There was a lot of modernization happening in the city, and he decided to document some of the older parts, more historic, more ancient city streets and buildings and roads that the city was trying to renovate. So he went around and photographed those subjects, and known as his series of Old Paris. He completed almost 25,000 prints and 10,000 negatives in his lifetime. The first photograph that I looked at is a photograph of a staircase, and the name of this is this one is Hotel Grassi. And this one is a very dramatic depiction of light. I would say the staircase is winding down and the light is coming from behind. It's sort of backlit and creating a very dramatic shadow. The style of the railing and the steel work, or the rod railing, is very old-fashioned, antique. The elements and principles, I would say, for contrast is very harsh. It's actually creating some sort of rhythm as the pattern sort of breaks off and continues up again, and then it's also sort of leading you through the work. So that's why I chose rhythm. It's more of a shallow depth. You really see a lot of the foreground, but the background is sort of a mystery because of the harsh lighting. And then the low angle makes it look like the photographer might be sitting on the ground or on the very end of the staircase. And then the feel I got from all of these elements working together was more of a dreamlike, foggy, almost heavenly light coming down. And I'm wondering if this is more of a depiction of a surrealist sort of dream that the artist had because of the way that the lighting is depicted, backlit of the subject. And then the second image was this one. I'm gonna take my notes off of it really quick. And this is of a home, and this one is called Interior of Mr. A. And I love that this is just a realistic depiction of a upper class house, very clean, tidy. It doesn't look very lived in. There's even a little teapot sitting on the table with some maybe potatoes or fruit. And then fresh flowers in the back. There's even framed artwork on the wall, even in the room that's behind. Leading in here, there's artwork, so it makes me think that this person is more affluent, respects art, is able to purchase it. And then as far as the elements and principles, I thought unity was a good one because the repetition of pattern chairs as they go back creates a really nice composition as it leads you back to the next room, making you kind of wonder what's happening back here. It almost looks like a infinite mirror, the way that it's repeated. At first I thought maybe this was a mirror and it was reflecting the other side of the room. And then foreground, middle ground, background is very clear, as the last one was a little unclear, more foggy. This one is very structured, foreground, middle ground, background. And then as far as the interpretation on this one, I'm wondering why there aren't any subjects or people in the work. I'm thinking that maybe that's part of the meaning behind it, because it's so organized, unlived in, that maybe it's telling a story of loneliness or the attachment to material items and our way of living, and I think it could also be documentation of a lifestyle, but I also think there's some really interesting elements in here that sort of lead me down the road of thinking this could be a depiction of loneliness. So those are my two interpretations, and that's my presentation. Thank you.